Welcome to Mornings with the Mayor. As always, as I always say, we have a very important, informative show today, and I have special guests with me today from St. Mary's Hospital with a program called Life St. Mary's. And it's here in Trevose, in Bensalem. It's been in operation for the last almost 5 years, and we want to bring people up to date with what's going on there. And certainly, we always say this is for folks 55 and older, seniors here in Lower Bucks County. To my right is Mary Ellen Davis. Mary Ellen, thank you, and we'll be talking to you about many things. And Dr. Rao to my left, and Dr. Rao certainly with this program, and both of them are very active at the site in Trevose. So Dr. Rao actually is a specialist in geriatrics, and I told him he'll be helping me soon, and maybe as this program progresses, he'll see some signs that I need some help. And Mary Ellen, I know you work hard at that program up there, and you actually specialize in, what do you do there?
I'm actually the community liaison for the Life St. Mary program. Yes, we opened 4.5 years ago. I actually came from the hospital down to the Life program.
Which you were at many years with St. Mary's.
Yes, like 28 years on and off, right. So I am the community liaison for the outreach, for the marketing, and for this program. This is nationally, it's called a PACE program, PACE, which stands for Program for All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. And this was designed out in California back in the 1970s. And this program is really to keep people in their own homes so they don't have to go to a nursing home, while providing them with medical and social services. So we provide them with things like home care, transportation, meals, medications. It's all-inclusive care that keeps our seniors in their home and disabled in their home and healthy and out of the hospital and out of nursing homes.
But you actually have a facility.
We do.
Where they come also.
Yes, so that's
kind of like a daycare?
Correct, and that's in addition to the services that we offer at home. We also have a daycare. It's an adult day center, and it's in Trevose in the Neshaminy Interplex. And they come there during the day. They have breakfast, they have lunch, they see Dr. Rao, as well as they're involved in activities. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, and it's great for them. So, they're involved in these activities during the day, and then they're picked up by the van to go home and taken home right to their doorstep.
Staying with maybe their children or something?
They can, yes. You can actually live either alone and safely in your home with the Life program, or live with family members that may, they may work full-time during the day and need help with their seniors and, disabled individuals.
You're the person out there, I call it PR. You're the person out there, the liaison, that gets this thing to work. I want to talk to Dr. Rao, since you're actually there every day, I'm sure, treating people and whatever brings up to date on what the program, what you do there.
So the program, as Mary Ellen was saying, started back in 2010, so we've been operational for 4 years now, recruiting people who are technically nursing home eligible. These are frail, older adults, many of them, with a lot of medical problems, a lot of psychological and social issues as well that need to be addressed, who are kind of living in the community but sometimes on edge. And what we really want to do is foster their goal to remain in the community with their friends, with their family, with the network that they've established, knowing that they're very medically frail and have a lot of issues. And the wonderful thing about the program is it's really a team. It's not just me or the other physicians that they see at the program to help with their health care, but there's a whole cadre of professionals who work there. There's day center specialists, there's recreational therapists, physical therapists, occupational therapists, social workers, nurses, home care nurses, you name it, we pretty much have it. And the nice thing is that these participants, if they need it, are provided transportation to come to the center on certain days of the week. We love for them to stay downstairs at the day center because that's where most of the activities and meals and socializations and therapies happen. But you know what, if they have a health concern or if they have a health issue or they need to be seen upstairs in the health center, it's right there.
How's that work, doctor? If somebody has one of those concerns, they just ask someone and they're able to get an appointment? How does that work?
Right. So the nice thing about the program, like Mary Ellen's saying, is that this derived from what's called a program for all-inclusive care for the elderly. So when a participant becomes part of our program, we become their healthcare insurance provider as well. So we will pay for all their medical care. Now, if there is a medical issue that needs to be addressed, there's multiple ways to get to see the health center. You could call up directly. If you come to the center that day, you could let the front desk staff know that I'm not feeling well, I've got a headache, I've got pain in my knee, you know, I need to review my medicines. Whatever problem is kind of bothering you, you can address it to the front desk staff. They alert the health center nurse, who will usually go down and see the participant, kind of make an assessment, and if they feel that they need to come up and see the doctor, you know, we'll come up and, you know, see them. Sometimes, you know, if it's been a significant medical issue, the doctors themselves go downstairs to the day center, and we have rooms next to the day center where a participant can be examined privately and confidentially, and so we can make all our assessments there. The nice thing about the health center is that it's almost like a step between a regular doctor's office and an emergency room, because we can do blood tests on site.
Oh, wow.
If a patient needs an EKG, we can do the EKG there. We can do oxygen therapy. Sometimes we can give nebulizers. Sometimes if patients have been really sick, we've even given intravenous therapies on site, like intravenous medications or fluids. And so we really kind of triage them and assess them at the health center to see what's going on. And we work as a team to kind of figure out, okay, well, this is a medical problem that's happening. What do we need to mobilize to keep this person in the community, even though we know that they're having this medical problem, to get them over this hump?
Yeah, that's a word I use very frequently, teams, because teams win. No individual can get things done by their own.
Absolutely.
And when you have the right team together and people and going in the same direction, you certainly get a lot accomplished, as you have over there. I mean, I hear from folks that go there, and a great reputation like St. Mary's has there. And do you reach out on a daily basis, or are you there at the facility?
I'm actually out in the community. I attend a lot of local community events, the Ben Salem Day, the Ben Salem Community Day. You know, I meet with a lot of
Which is in September this year.
Yes, it is.
We moved it a week ahead.
Okay.
It's
All
the
right.
27th.
Yeah,
so.
we'll have a table there at the Life program. We'll be giving away, you know, some giveaways for the seniors, as well as people who want information on the Life program. I'm always at the Ben Salem Senior Center. You have to live in Lower Bucks County to be a part of this program. So we do have a specific area, and Ben Salem is, you know, we're right in Trevose. So yeah,
prime location.
Absolutely.
A lot of people think Trevose isn't Ben Salem. It is Ben Salem. It's part of it. It's just no different than Andalusia or Eddington, but as soon as they hear Trevose, they think it's another town.
Well, we're right in your backyard.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, absolutely. Yes, I've been there, Doctor, and it's been a while, and I remember when it opened up, and it's come a long way since then.
It has. That first month that you were there during the grand opening, we had 7 participants the first month. Now we have 225 participants in this program. So obviously there is a true need for these services for folks. So we're thrilled about that. We're thrilled that, you know, we're providing this care.
And I'm sure there's a lot more out there, because we do have a lot of elderly in Lower Bucks County. Dr. Rao, how many doctors are there? Obviously more than you.
Right.
You had mentioned others.
So I'm there full-time. There's another colleague of mine, Dr. Naomi McMacken, who's also a geriatrician. She's there several days of the week. And we have a nurse practitioner who works with us as well. The nurse practitioner helps coordinate a lot of the care between people who are at the center. And remember, we take care of people in the home, and if they have to go to a nursing home for a certain reason, for rehabilitation or something like that, or even if they get admitted to a hospital, the nurse practitioner is really a central person in terms of coordinating all that care, keeping in touch with the medical issues, and keeping the team abreast of what's going on, to kind of make sure that we're, you know, keeping an eye on this person and making sure that they're transitioning safely from wherever they need to go.
Now, if there's folks out there watching, or they have their parents, or they're living on their own and they do have problems, what do they do to get into the program?
So all they have to do is call the number that's on the screen, or they can go on our website as well. And, you know, they can call me directly. My number's on there as well. And we'll send a social worker or an enrollment specialist to go out and see if they qualify for the program. We'll see if they qualify both medically and also financially for the program.
Okay.
And if they don't qualify, or if it's something they don't want to do, we actually offer other information for them. You know, we'll give them information on the Bucks County Area Agency on Aging, or, you know, Meals on Wheels, things like that. So we like to think of it as you get like a free social worker that actually comes out to give you the information that you need, you know, if you're struggling with services out there. So.
Yeah, well, and they do. I mean, a lot of seniors don't realize it. They're, you know, some of them are, unfortunately, I don't know what word to use, but they're confined at home, and they don't have the opportunities to get out. And this is a program that actually transportation.
Right, we provide transportation, and the nice thing about the program is that, you know, like you alluded to, that older adults tend to have a lot of medical problems. And not only do they have a lot of medical problems, but they might have a lot of social issues as well, like limiting their ability to get out of the apartment, get food, socialize with other people, get medicines, etc. And the nice thing about this program is that we coordinate with our team members so that these people can get out of their apartments or homes. They can come to a place where they can socialize with other people and other peers. There's activities, and there's people monitoring them. So if they need therapy for a certain reason, for physical therapy or occupational therapy, the therapists are there on site. If they need medical attention, the doctors and the nurses are there. If they're having some type of a social issue, there's a social worker assigned to each participant to kind of help them get through any of those issues. We have counselors, we have social workers who are trained as counselors to help people who might be going through psychological issues. And so, as you know, like, care of these older adults is pretty complicated, and it needs a lot of people. It takes a village, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, when you said 220 some, is that at the facility, or is that?
That's in the program overall.
In the program.
Overall in the program,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
That includes people who are living in the community. We have several residents, several participants who are in the nursing homes at the current time. And there are people who might be in the hospital, and there are several people who, you know, they, because of significant physical or other issues, cannot make it to the center. So we consider them as homebound participants. They're still part of our program, and they're still connected in the sense that the physician or the nurse practitioner will still visit them, or they're brought in just, you know, once or twice a month for a medical checkup. And the home care nurse is really kind of involved. So there's a home care nurse who goes out to the house to make sure everything's okay. And there's an entire home care team. So if there's a cadre of aides and other people who kind of go out to give care in the home, so that this person is still, even though they're not coming to the center, they're still part of the program. They're connected with a group of people who know how to help them out, and so that they're not lost in the shuffle. And so we really kind of keep eyes on them to make sure that they're doing okay as well.
Yeah, well, it's a wonderful program. It really is. And there's a need out there. When you say 200 and some in Lower Bucks County, that's not really a lot when you really start to think about it.
We know there's more out there.
Oh, of course there is.
Sure.
And the things with seniors, what happens a lot of times, winter, summer, whatever, they won't have their heat on, they won't have their air conditioner on, they don't have a means of getting to a store, they don't have a means of getting their prescriptions that they're supposed to have and everything. So,
and we can provide all that care.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure how else we get the word out there, you know, because really, Doctor, I believe there's a heck of a lot more people than 200.
Oh yeah, there definitely
in
are.
this Lower Bucks County area, because I hear it all the time, and you know, we have a lot of these elderly folks that are in their homes, staying in their homes, can't even afford the taxes anymore. You know, they don't have the income. It breaks my heart. It really does.
And that's the nice thing. You know, Dr. Rao had explained, we become like your insurance company. This is a supported program by Medicare and Medicaid. So these seniors that are living on fixed incomes, this is fully covered for them. There's no out-of-pocket. There's no co-pays. There's no hidden cost. If they qualify for this program, you know, this is great for them because they don't have to make those co-payments. Their meds are being delivered. They're seeing the doctor. They're seeing the specialist. And this is, you know, this can solve a lot of their financial issues as well with the medical. So
one of the real gems of the program, I think, is that you have a group of people who really understand older adults and people with multiple medical problems and disabilities. You know, as a geriatrician practicing in the community, it's a blessing to be able to practice with a team. Because it takes a team to take care of older adults because they have so many problems, and changing one problem affects another. But here you have a group of people who understand what it means to age in the community, to face the medical and social issues that you face, and who have the resources to help you out and kind of transition through those stages of life. And we do provide, we cover the medicines, but we also are very judicious about medicines. We know that medicines can have their adverse effects in older adults, and older adults don't tolerate medicines as well as other adults. And so we keep a close eye on medicines. We make sure that the doses are appropriate, that the regimens are appropriate, that they're not interacting with each other or other medical problems. Same thing with diet. We have a dietitian on staff who kind of monitors a patient's diet and nutritional needs and make sure that it's appropriate for where they are. We have, like I said, counselors and people, the social workers who can help out with psychological and social issues. Things like you mentioned right now, that people are having problems paying bills, their heating, the electricity, the telephone. These are things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, and our social workers are a phenomenal group of people who know how to help these guys out to stay in the community.
I would think that every doctor's office would know about this program, right? If they have at least they should know.
I go to all the physicians in the area. I go to every physician's office, to tell them about the program and make them aware. What we do tell people, though, when they do inquire about the program is that they do have to switch from the doctors that they're currently using. If they have a primary care physician, of course, if they choose to join the LIFE program, they're going to switch over and Dr. Rao will be their primary care physician.
Yeah.
So that may be a little challenging for some folks. They don't necessarily just want to sign up because they've been with a certain practitioner for many years.
Well, that's fine. If they're making out with it, that's fine.
Right.
But if that's not working and they can't get to that doctor, and there's all of these other things
Services,
that happen,
sure.
It might become impossible. Just quickly on something that, and switching gears, we're talking about doctors and something that we're trying here because I'm determined with our police department to do something about drugs and prescription drugs. And we had a gathering at a doctor's. We treated them 9 holes of golf and a luncheon to try to get them to understand of the problems we're having with overdoses on drugs and how available you are. But I'm saying sometimes the doctors, we have to get together as that team, doctor, and work on some of these issues that they're important. I mean, that's an important issue. Seniors are very important.
Well, one of the nice things we have, for example, in our we face that same problem. It's a medical problem that you see in all populations. And, like I said, we keep a very close eye on medicines because we know what the side effects are. And the nice thing is that we have a team available. So our home care nurses, for example, can go out and visit participants and take a look at the medicines and make sure that things are being taken appropriately. And if they're not being taken appropriately, we kind of talk to the participant and the family to address it, to make sure, what can we do here to make this safe? Because we know that medicines, like I said, have a lot of side effects.
Well, the part I'm talking about is a prescription drug problem where somebody gets a hold of these drugs, these youngsters or whoever, and do the overdoses. And but we're trying. I'm saying it takes a team. Is my point of so to get the doctors together on that, to me, is part of a team effort. And we had a good showing, by the way, of doctors that came out and, to talk about that. But you had not the same issue, but rather a comparable to where you're dealing with all these seniors that need help.
Right.
And I commend both of you on the job in St. Mary's.
Thank you.
Working on this. Like I say, I hope I don't need you soon, but I know you'll be there for me.
We'll be there.
Right? You'll be there for me. And if somebody wants information, certainly we're going to have your website and all different numbers on the screen and everything. And if you don't, for some reason, can't get a hold of them, you certainly call our office and we'll make sure that we get you tied in with Life St. Mary's. And please, down the line, somebody you know, a friend, their parent, or somebody that's living alone, let's find out about it, where they can get this help. And it's available. It's here and it's available. It's a beautiful facility if they go there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you want to go visit, want to take your, I'm sure they're glad to come.
Absolutely. We can do tours. We can, invite people to come for the for the day and see if it's something they want to do, they can just call us and we'll schedule a tour for them.
Yeah, and they could actually, if they live with their children or something,
Yes.
they could actually drop them off. Am I
Right.
correct on that?
Right.
Drop them off and pick them up after work?
Yep.
I'm going to give you next to the last word, so go ahead.
Okay.
Anything you want to bring in?
I just think that this program, being with St. Mary Medical Center for such a long time, this program to me is part of the mission. It's part of what St. Mary's does. This is St. Mary's and how we reach out to the community. I've been a nurse for a very long time, and this is the most rewarding job that I have ever done in my entire life. Because I'm out there, I see the seniors, they get in this program, they live longer, they have the great team Dr. Rao talked about and himself that's coordinating their care, they're happy. And this is what they deserve, and this is part of St. Mary's outreach, and it's just phenomenal.
Well, Mary Ellen,
Really
thank you
is.
for being here today.
Sure,
Thank you
Sure, thank
for
you
sharing
having
all
us.
this great information.
Thank you.
Dr. Rao, I'll give you the last word.
Well, I think that for the frail older adults out in the community, I think this program is a godsend. And as a practitioner, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to practice with a team to take care of these people with multiple medical problems and issues. And I think that our goal is to keep these people in the community with their loved ones for as long as possible, so that they get to enjoy their life at a stage of life with, where they've reached and that they deserve. And it's a great team, and if you're interested, contact Mary Ellen or our front desk, and we'd be happy to reach out to you and let you know what's going on there.
Dr. Rao, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here today. And till next time, everybody, God bless.